Hello, I'm still Michael.
And I'm still Grace.
And we're still California Travel Videos. And we're here down at the San Diego Zoo where Grace has been wanting to go for a long time. Yes. So are you ready to go deep partake on all the spectator sites?
I am. I'm ready to use that zoom lens and get some
Okay. Well,
monkeys.
I guess I'm looking for a cage to put me in too, to have some
zebras.
play with the boys and their toys.
And Michael's, maybe? Stay tuned. Come with us.
Okay, let's go.
Have you been to California, seen the sights and people there?
We're looking down about 25 feet, and it is, well, looks like the jungle.
Who wants to go see some animals? The San Diego Zoo. Make some noise, everybody. Come on. All right. Welcome to the world famous San Diego Zoo. I'm their driver. They call me Zooman. You're going to get great photography, and it's cool enough you're going to see the animals. A lot of folks only show up here in the middle of summer when it's hot. The animals hide in the caves in the back, and you don't see them. Well, today, that's not the problem. We got all the animals out, especially big cats. If you're a big cat fan, you're going to love your day at the zoo. Listen to this, because you're going to have to find all these things when your tour is done. Ready? Here you go. If you came to the zoo to see the monkeys and apes and gorillas and primates are all down the road to your right. To make it easy to find your favorite monkey, they arrange them by size. They go from smaller to larger, all the way to the great apes. Directly in front of us on the left-hand side, very important, the only existing exit. You want to get out. That's the only way out. And directly in front of us, my favorite building of the zoo, the Clobber Reptile House. Named after one of the most unique guys who ever lived in San Diego, Lawrence Clobber. This guy was the world's #1 authority on deadly snakes. When he died, nobody would go in the house and get him out. They were terrified to go past the front door. They knew he had thousands of deadly snakes in the house with him, and a lot of them were not in cages. There was a huge animal control problem. He was the man who invented anti-venom. He also discovered 20 snakes that no one had ever seen before. So they named all those snakes after him. They named the building after him. And the only reason to know everything about Lawrence Clobber is that my name is Christopher Clobber. He was my great-grandfather. Yeah, now they called him the Snake Man, but they call me Zoo Man because I'm the only guy who works here who was raised in the park as a baby. As a result, I can duplicate every animal sound at the zoo. I'm not kidding, all 3,500 of them. 9 times out of 10, if you're watching a TV show and hear an animal noise in the background, it's not an animal, it's me. I'm the guy who's been making jungle noises for your shows for the past 20 years. As we make our way down the hill, you'll see some of the most beautiful plant life. And it's one of the real things that separates this zoo from other zoos. This is the #1 visited botanical garden in America, as well as zoos go. Now, what's nice is we have the weather to grow the food for the animals on the ground. A lot of parks can't do that, so you look at the most popular plants, and that's the most popular food for the most popular animals. For example, you got bamboo coming up left and right, many variety of bamboo all over the park, and that's obviously to feed it. The giant pandas, absolutely right. We've got eucalyptus everywhere for the second most popular animal. The koalas, very good, and here's a tough one, acacia. Who loves the acacia? The giraffe, the third most popular, and you're going to see those all over the park. Now, you can come here day after day, year after year, and never ever see a tiger from the bus tour. And the reason why is tigers love to hide during the day because their bright orange coats, they're just too easy to see. But because it's cooler today, we have an opportunity to see something very rare. Hold on. It turns out, because of DNA studies, we figured out it's the second smallest of 6 subspecies of tiger. And the thing was that DNA testing was so expensive for so long, about the same time that Jerry Springer could afford it, so could we. And it's true. And now we know that this, you've got to know what the bigger cats look like. You got to add 80 to 100 pounds to the shoulders of that cat in order to get up to the Siberian and the larger ones, the Bengals up in that area. We do not know what their markings are all about. They've got a white dot behind each ear. We have no idea what that's there for. We just have theories. We think maybe it's so the mothers can keep track of the babies. Let's see how smart you are. What animal is responsible for killing more human beings in Africa than any other animal besides maybe people or diseases and mosquitoes? What do you think?
Dangerous animal.
Number one on the hit list is? Hippo. Somebody got it. Smart group. Very good. A lot of people don't say hippo. Let's face it. Hippos are big and they're clunky. And you wouldn't think a hippo could get you. Never mind kill you. But it turns out they have amazing power once they're in the water. And they use the water's buoyancy to give them extra strength. People get to the edge of the pool, they get a drink of water, and then they get run over like a freight train by this animal that's close to 3 tons. Let's look out. Oh, hold on. You'll see out there on the branches, one of my favorite little monkeys in the world. Scott knows better. We got Alan Swan monkeys out there. Okay, now everybody makes a big deal about gorillas being so smart because they can talk to you in sign language. Hardly anyone ever gets credit for the little ones and how smart they can be. This is one of the few animals in the world besides a person smart enough to go fishing. I'm not kidding. They fish for their food. They go to a tree, take a leaf off the tree, pick just the right leaf, and then they float that on the surface of the water to lure fish closer to them. They're baiting fish with leaves, and they pull the fish right out of the water using just their hands. Very smart, very fast. Alan's a swamp monkey, and they're from West Central Africa. You see, year after year, we had the same birds show up at the exact same spot during their migration, and we simply grew weary of chasing them away. You're here during one of the few times of the year where this pond is completely filled with birds from across America. This is the most beautiful enclosure you've ever seen, filled with freeloaders. They show up here, we feed them, we take care of them. Look out in the pond, it's feeding time right now. White egrets flying up into the trees. Look how pretty they are. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gray blue heron out there in the center. You'll also see we got beautiful ducks from across the United States, and also some of our pelicans are out there from the coastline, of course. And here it is. The most important thing that I can tell you on the tour. Here's the one thing that'll save you more trouble throughout the day. Are you ready? Remember when I think I was one of the guys taking the tickets? We just look at your tickets and we give them back to you. Didn't tear them up, nothing. The idea behind that was making sure that you had the day pass, because that ticket is unlimited trips. You can come back and take this tour again with a different driver who probably doesn't know as much and is far less animated. Also, you can use the ticket to go on a different type of bus here that saves you a lot of walking. The one thing I wish they had on the map was some kind of legend. There's nothing on there that tells you how far away stuff is. This is a huge park, 120 acres, 125 when you count the parking lot. Please, please don't walk it. You don't have to, especially with the kids. Make your day easier. There's another kind of bus, the Kangaroo Express bus. Back to our left, you see the yellow signs, the people are waiting there. Every 15 minutes, buses come and go from those stops. You don't have to wait around the sun with the kids all day. Makes your day a lot easier. And that stop number 2 is the best one for the giant pandas. You get off there at Pandas, walk back behind us, lesser panda right next to the greater panda. Beautiful walk, all flat, level ground from here. If you want to get out of the Panda Canyon, use the moving sidewalk or another express bus. You do not have to climb up these steep hills, okay? Just remember, it's a yellow kangaroo sign. Don't confuse that with these round red map locators to our right. You can come back here with this confused family reading the map, looking lost, and wait with them all day long. No one is coming to get you. You've got to wait by the yellow kangaroo sign. Hi guys, how are you? Coming up on the left-hand side. Oh, they're happy. They're so happy. All right. I'm sorry. I just did that so you know I'm not a recording. On the left. How many of you done the bus tour before, been on the tour before? Okay, let me throw in some new stuff for you. On the left, nothing. Absolutely nothing, but that's the most important zoological site of the zoo. That's where, last year, we found a whale. Do you remember? Anyone see this in the news? We found a whale, a full-size, fossilized whale right next to Interstate 163. Usually you find a fossil, all you ever get is a little tiny piece of the animal, and you're done. This time, the entire whale was intact, 24 feet long from nose to tail. We called him a guy at the Natural History Museum. He got here in 5 minutes, said it was a baby prehistoric baleen whale over 3 million years old. On the left-hand side, here's one of my favorites. Now that was me. trying to wake up our polar bears, which are going to be tough to see because I can see one, but you really got, there's two of them. One of them is looking at you right now. One is on the shelf way back there. You see, yeah? And the other, yeah. Not the best view, I got to tell you, from that angle. But below him, you'll see another one there on the sidewalk. And since he's a young man and all he wanted to see was the polar bears, I'll spend a little extra time to talk a little bit. Now, polar bears are the biggest of the bears. They stand up on their hind legs, are about 10 feet tall, 800 to 1,000 pounds. Give you an idea up close, one paw, no arm, just a paw, 25 to 35 pounds. Imagine getting hit with a 35-pound weight. That's what it's like when a polar bear takes a swipe at you. But it's not their size you got to worry about. What you got to worry about is the fact that when we pulled up, the polar bear put its head up and sniffed the breeze from left to right. Their number one hunting ability is their sense of smell. They have distance and accuracy. To give you an idea how good they are, out in the wild, a polar bear will smell the breath of a seal. When a seal comes up through the ice to get air, it'll smell its breath within 1.5 miles. And that bear goes right back to that exact spot. They sit down and they wait. We got lots to go. Can you believe it? We're not even 1/4 of the way to the zoo. I can probably warn you right now, your tour is not going to be 35 to 40 minutes. We're going overtime. Don't want to walk all the way back to the entrance area. Use that sky ride. Great for transportation. But if you don't like heights, please stay off the sky ride. It is very, very high.
Hey, man. Thank you kindly. Woo-hoo.
Oh, you want to do me?
Oh, yeah. Ready, set, yep.
One of my favorite views, a lioness, female lioness, on the shelf sticking her tongue out at you to your right. Let's finally be fair to the female, the one who's sticking her tongue out at you. She should have been called the king. I'm sorry. The male lion does not have her strength. Look at her shoulders. Look how strong she is. Okay, look at the claws like this. With amazing claws, her jaws are very, very strong. Okay. The male sleeps. Sometimes he marks his territory and fights with other males, and that is it. It is the lioness. She's the one. She does the hunting and the killing and the child raising. She will make a kill, and she drags the food all the way back to the male. Then he eats first, and he eats more. And they have the nerve to call him king of the jungle. This jaguar is hiding amongst the trees here. The reason why you can't see it very well, it actually is out there, is because of their marking. You only have to know 3 markings of the cat. Spot, that's a cheetah, rosette, that's a leopard, rosette with a spot on the inside, that's a jaguar, and that amazing marking makes it a perfect camouflage. It's blending in perfectly in the shadows to our right, so my apologies for not being able to see it very well. Elephants talk to each other. Okay, I know that sounds crazy. Let me explain. We would have a herd of elephants, and one lone elephant all by itself, far, far away. That lone elephant always found its way back as a herd, and it was driving us nuts because it would be further away than regular sound would travel. It turns out it's the elephant's ears. They're so powerful that the elephant can hear sounds that we can't. Above and below our limited human hearing range. Now that was common knowledge. The thing is, they also give off to each other low frequency infrasound. And these sounds are not random. There's real communication. Some sounds are for warning each other, some sounds are for attracting each other. It's true. They've always been talking back and forth. Our ears are just not developed enough to hear them. Anybody here have a dog? Dog owners? Okay. When you feel sad, your dog cares how you feel, so your dog will come over and sit right next to you and try to cheer you up. Most animals do not care how you feel, but dogs do, and they make great service animals as a result. Now, in the case of elephants, they're also sympathetic, but they're more organized than dogs. They don't work one-to-one, they work as groups. If there's a sad, depressed elephant, the other elephants know, all together as a group, they make a circle around the sad one. They lean in so it can't go anywhere, and they take their trunks, and they put their trunk on the one in the middle, on the back of the head, on the shoulders, very gently, all at the same time. Cheer up, cheer up, Shira. There was a mother elephant. She was separated from her baby. 25 years later, she recognized her daughter as an adult and let her back into the herd. How many animals remember 25 years? Never mind make the connection from child to adult. That was the amazing part. Most animals look in the mirror and they think they're seeing another animal. Elephants look in the mirror, they know right away that they're seeing their own reflection. They get it. They're smart and intuitive. Coming up on the right is the only reason why I still work here. It's the California condors. Look up here on the trees. Look at this bird. When its wingspan is out, wingspan is 7.5 to 9 feet. One of the most amazing things to watch them fly. See how my condor impression is holding. Now, believe it or not, a few years back, I had my own show on the Discovery Channel. When I returned to San Diego, I had to deal with a lot of angry email, Facebook haters and trolls. They all came out to get me. We also the same thing. We saw you on TV. You're always out with the wild and the animals. Why would you ever work with animals inside enclosures? Now that is the best question ever. And that's a good question. I'll answer it. We hate it. Honestly, if you're conservationist, you never ever want to see any animal in a cage. You know, we just don't. The thing is, if an animal's the thing is, if an animal is on the endangered list, by being on that list, we know that the clock is ticking. It means if we ignore it, that animal is gone in 15 years. 15 probably, 20 definitely. So what makes this park so different that conservationists would line up to work here? We get them in the enclosures when we have to. We get their numbers up when there's enough of them on these wingspan. We set them back out into the wild where they belong. That's the difference. We're not here to make money off the animals. We're a non-profit organization, trust me. That is reflected in my paycheck. We are definitely non-profit. Now, California condors back in the 80s, there were 22. That was it. In the whole world, wild captivity combined. I'm proud to announce at the beginning of this year, there's now well over 400 California condors. Half of them are back out in the wild where they should be. And frankly, if it didn't work that way, I would not work here. A little bit of construction going on coming up on the right-hand side. And people's asking why are you guys always building stuff? Well, it's because when you learn stuff, if you don't apply it, you just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Here's what we learned. We found out that animals that are kept with plants from their natural region have longer lifespans and higher reproductive rates. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but the cool thing about the study was the animals in the study were born in captivity. They had no way of knowing the plants that they were with were from the part of the world they're supposed to be from, and they still did better. So everything had to change. Now, ask anybody who's over the age of 40, they'll tell you about a time when all zoos across the United States were arranged by type. Remember this? You got all the bears in one place, all the cats in one place. Now, it's in parts of the world. You walk through a small version of Africa, next to a small version of Asia, next to a small version of South America, all back to back throughout the park. And this area, our Africa Rocks area, should be done by the end of this year. The first things to go in, Africa dirt, Africa rocks, and Africa trees. Look at these trees. They've picked up these trees, root system and all. Giant cranes bringing them in from all over the park, from all over the world, to be here in this enclosure, which is going to be about 8 acres in size. I remember back in the day, we were so proud when we had 7 or 8 koalas. Oh, we were so excited. Well, guess what? Now we've got 22, the largest collection of koala outside Australia in the world. So many koalas that in the morning, when they feed them all at the same time, they all start chewing on the eucalyptus branches, and the eucalyptus paper, just coming from what they're chewing on, floats around in the air. And just by walking around here, you start to feel better. Your eyes clear up, your sinuses get better. It's the world's largest koala-powered vaporizer. All the koalas chewing nearby. I waited for 10 years of my life just to see one thing, one baby giraffe. Well, today, you got 2. Yeah, they're coming up to our left. Oh, here's the 2 babies right here. Look at this. One under a year, the other one over a year. Look at that baby giraffe right there. Oh, and by the way, you see what they're doing? They're protecting the baby. They don't make a circle. They put the baby in the middle of the circle. They surround it on all sides with adults. Most animals, good animals do this to protect their young. You guys might want to move there on the right. Okay. If you're wondering why I'm laughing, I was asking those people on the street to move out of the way. There's two places you never want to be. One of them is in front of a rhino. Rhinos charging 25 miles an hour, weighing 3 tons. There's a lot of animals you're moving at 25. But the worst place to be is where those people were standing, directly behind a rhino. Rhinos have a behavior called retromengency. That's a fancy scientific way of saying they shoot their urine 25 feet straight back. All the people on the sidewalk are well within range of retromengency. So we keep telling you, don't stand behind the rhino. It's not the family memory you want to take home with you, trust me. And I promise you, a few of the koalas coming up to our left, look up at the tree. Please get your cameras out. Everybody use your cameras. Koalas sleep for 22 hours a day. This one has his eyes open and he's moving. If you ever see a koala move, you take that picture. It's a 1,000,001 shot to ever see a koala with his eyes open or chewing or moving. We'll have 3 birds from Australia coming up here to our left. I'm going to try to get them to wake up. Wish me luck. Now the first one's me, the second one isn't. See them on the top shelf there, top ring. Here you go. Let's try it again. Come on, you can do it. One sure, and one guy upstairs. I hate to have animals do tricks for food. It's just not a natural behavior. Not that what I'm doing is any more natural. I try to convince him of another animal. Try to convince him I'm not available. My name is Chris Clobber. They also call me Zooman. And for a group that had to wait in line for 15 minutes on a hotter day, you are a very nice audience. I hope you enjoyed the tour, enjoy 2017, and have a wonderful day at the San Diego Zoo. Bye-bye, everyone.
Have you been to California? Seen the sights and people there? Walked the streets of sleepy sea towns, tasted salty ocean air.